Peace and greetings, dear family. Brother Terrence Howard. I think you may find this video pretty useful if you ever come across it. Brother Terrence Howard, I pray as I say these words that you may be able to grasp as many ideas from them to solve as many of the complexities in regards to the sacred geometric symbols as you possibly can. As I get ready to say these words, Brother Terrence Howard, may you come across some answers. Like I said, may you come across the answers you need to solve the complexities of the sacred geometric symbols as I get ready to say these words. Now, why do I mention the sacred geometric symbols? Because these thoughts are dawning on me heavily right now, because I know how much we need to solve the first biggest issue we are having right now. Who and or what is the true God? I got this project, right? It's called Proving God's Innocence. Now, I expected it to get big. I'm expecting it to get large. I'm expecting it to be something astronomical and something that will change the world and help the world and things of that nature. I'm expecting it to be these things. Honestly, there's not too much I'm not expecting here. There's not too much I'm not expecting. I know how right I actually am on a lot of things, but it's not causing arrogance, you see. It's not giving me the desire to gloat and boast. It's giving me the desire to just want to see the struggling end. You follow what I'm saying? That's what it's giving the desire for me to want to see here. I don't necessarily have the desire for the wealth and fame and the discoveries and all of that. I care to a degree, but I don't. I just want the hell to end. You follow what I'm saying? These answers right here that I'm discovering as I'm going for this goal here, they're bringing about the possibility to see the end of the war. I'm able to see the end of the war here due to the information that I am gathering. So I'm just gonna put it in the world, whether the world wants the information in it or not, for the sole purpose of help bring it into the war. Now, Brother Terrence Howard, I'm mentioning your name because I'm noticing your slight confusion on why are there platonic solids within the sacred geometry's information, or within the information, or within the patterns and the images regarding the sacred geometric symbols. I'm noticing your confusion about them. I want you to take these words for a moment. The circles represent what's internal, and the lines represent what's external. Whatever you can grasp from that idea right there, I pray you can honestly grasp something. I just pray you can grasp some kind of way to solve the complexities of these geometric symbols. You specifically, Brother Terrence Howard. Everybody can help, man. Everybody can help this. Look up the Metatron's symbol. Try to gain some answers from that. But here's what I really want to get at here. Here's how I really see, or how I can really picture this information being of an assistance to solve the complexities of the sacred geometric symbols. So, I'm doing my research, yeah? Doing my research. The chakras, man. The chakras. The word chakra in Sanskrit means disc or wheel, or in other words, representing something that is circular, or as you would say, Brother Terrence Howard, curvature. Chakra in Sanskrit means disc or wheel. That's what the word means. But what it represents in Sanskrit is something curvature, circular. Now, a chakra, the definition of it, the literal meaning of the word chakra in Indian thought, each, meaning all of them, each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body. usually considered to be 7 in number. Usually considered to be 7 in number. Ultimately, what I'm getting at here, before I get ready to move on, is this. I believe I found a shortcut to proving God's innocence unto the world. I believe I found a shortcut to proving God's innocence. I believe I did. I'm going to say it in a moment here. What the shortcut is. It's just one little simple sentence. It's one little simple sentence. But I believe I may have found that shortcut into proving God's innocence unto the world. And that is the first step towards manifesting global soul liberation and or manifesting God's kingdom on the planet. Meaning absolute freedom for everyone. That'll be the first step. Proving his innocence will be that step there. So here, the literal definition of chakra. I know I've been saying it many times over, but for this video to make more sense, I'm just going to repeat it. The literal definition of chakra in Indian thought, each of the centers, all of the centers, and since a chakra is a disc or a wheel, it means all of the circles or all of the curvatures of spiritual power in the human body, usually considered to be 7 in number. Now, when you do the research and you do the studying and you do the digging, you'll find that there are 114 circles, 114 circles, 114 circles that represent the spiritual power within the human body. 114 circles in total. How many sacred geometry symbols can you possibly solve the complexities of with just that statement alone? 114 chakras or 114 circles represent humanity's internal spiritual capabilities and or patterns and or capacities of what serves within the human body or within the human spirit. The capacity of what serves, the patterns, how they do it, how they're interlaced, how they're connected, and things of that nature. How circles overlap each other. Like if you look at the flower of life symbol, how each circle overlaps each other. For the record, I believe the flower of life in itself is a representation of the chakras within the human body, because it's all circular, it's all curvature, right? But moving forward, though, I need to get this out. 114 chakras, each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body. Spiritual power. Don't forget what spirit is. What is spirit? 4 things. Spirit is the non-physical part of everybody, which is the seat, 1. Of emotions. What is an emotion? A natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's instinctive or intuitive spirit and soul, as distinguished from their reasoning or knowledge. Meaning it comes from it. Meaning the spirit soul comes from itself. Meaning it is the multiplier, meaning it is the energy that provides energy to itself and to the being that wears itself as the vehicle, so to speak. For the vessel is the vehicle of the soul, and the soul is the driver of the vehicle. Soon it will be, at least. And then the character, the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Right now, you are all operating with artificial morals and artificial mental qualities. Artificial moral qualities and artificial mental qualities. This is why a lot of this information is benign to you and or uninteresting to you and or hard for you to solve and or complex. You see. And then the 4th thing being the soul. What is the soul? The soul is what gives the energy to the spirit, meaning the soul is what gives the energy to the character and the emotions for them to be able to move properly and or go. That's what the soul is. You follow what I'm saying? Now watch this. Due to the negative programming of the world today, it is imbalancing your egos And due to your imbalanced egos being in the driver's seat or being in the pilot or the cockpit of the soul's orders, the soul is driving the body towards iniquity. That is unfortunately what is happening. So in a way, yeah, your spirit soul is actually beating on you due to all the garbage being put into the spirit for the soul to drive the body to beat on itself. If that makes sense. This information can help deprogram all of the garbage and nonsense being put into the spirit's conscious mind, for the spirit's conscious mind of emotions and character, or character to push into the emotions of the soul, or for the imbalance of the spirit's conscious mind character, in which drives the emotion of the soul into artificial iniquities. That makes sense to you. This information can help eradicate that imbalance and bring it back to its regular state, balance. And if the ego is balanced versus imbalance, like the world's current ego status is, because the world has an imbalanced ego, not an oversized ego, not a problematic ego. Problematic ego is an imbalanced ego. That's where the world is right now currently. And due to their imbalanced egos, it's causing their soul emotion to drive in the wrong direction. If that makes sense to you. So, 114 chakras. This information can help eradicate the imbalance. You're going to see why in a moment. Watch this. The 114 chakras, the sacred geometric symbols, the flower of life, the interlapping circles, the interlacing circles, things of that nature. The shortcut to understanding this all more thoroughly could rest in this sentence right here. This is what I wanted to get at right here. The shortcut to making all of this make more sense could possibly rest in this one statement that I am getting ready to announce right here. 114 chakras. All the information that ties into it that I'm getting ready to explain after I say this statement right here. The sacred geometry symbols. The circles being internal, being what represent the internal. And the lines, the platonic solid lines, are what represent the external movements. There are 16 chakra hierarchy group listings that, if memorized, learned, mastered, and or studied, could help solve all of the complexities of the information that we have in regards to who we are and about who we are, period. Both of them at the same time. The information out here that tells us who we are, that's all been scrambled up and rearranged and jumbled up for the sake of our confusion. And then once the information is learned of, the 16 chakra hierarchies is learned of, it can help us gain a true physical sense of foundational identity and understanding that cannot be rewritten or programmed ever again. You follow what I'm saying? Like, meaning the information that's out here, if we're able to crack the codes on what it's actually trying to tell us, due to the world being a problem and a solution simultaneously, but the solutions have to come from somewhere, just as the problems have to come from somewhere. So if we gain as much as we can from the solution nature of the world today, it'll help us disregard all the problematic problems of the world today and keep them out permanently. This is why I get a sense that, like I said, the shortcut to learning God's innocence, the shortcut to proving God's innocence is within the mastery and understanding of the 16 chakra hierarchies. The 16 chakra hierarchies. Yes, the 16 chakra hierarchies. If we learn of the 16 chakra hierarchies and master them and memorize them, maybe, just maybe, it can help us solve all of the complexities of the sacred geometry symbols. It can help us solve all of the lies and rid the world of all of the lies of the things that we've been told about ourselves. and it can help us. Third, simply walk good forever. You see what I'm saying? The 16 chakra hierarchies, man. Yeah, I believe this is the ultimate point I'm getting at to this video here. Before I go back to talking about the chakras and the 114 and more information to dig deeper to make it give you more possible inspiration to look into this. Inspiration to look into this. Inspiration to be distracted by this information versus the artificial moral information. You see, the 16 chakra hierarchies, man. The 16, I'm honestly beginning to believe now that the mastery or learning and or understanding of these 16 chakra hierarchies is the key to proving God's innocence as quickly as possible, so we can move on to the other 5 things that need to be done. NASA, Africa, and so on and so forth. These 16 chakra hierarchies, I believe, is the key. So here, I want to talk about more information that I learned in regards to these chakras. They're all circles in the human body, but then the platonic solids, why they are platonic solids. Those represent external, from how I'm seeing it right now, just from how I'm seeing it, to make it make more sense more faster so we can move on to the next few things and go home liberation. Don't know everything, just know enough. I don't want to know everything, just enough. I don't need to know everything. I really don't, just enough. Moving forward though. So, the platonic solids, when you look at the sacred geometric symbols, they represent what's external. I'm pretty good on knowing the knowledge of the internal right now. But as far as the exterior, like I said, Brother Terrence Howard, if these were, as I say these words out loud, as I get ready to say these words out loud, may these help you solve all of the complexities of the external platonic solids on the sacred geometry symbols informations, within the sacred geometry information. May this help you. So check it out, right? From what I've studied, there are 86 micro chakras, meaning 86 microcircles in the human body. Among the 86, though, there are 2 of them. There are 2 microcircles or micro chakras that sit outside of the body, one above the body and one below the body. The one above the body is known as the soul star chakra, and the one below the body is known as the earth star chakra. You see. Then you got the 84 chakras, or the 84 microcircles inside of the human body. You see. But I'm going to mention the names of those possibly in a moment here, because it moves on. There's more. Then you have 21 minor chakras and or minor circles in the body. And what are the circles? Those circles are representations of the spiritual power in the human body. The spiritual power. Each circle is a specific spiritual power in the human body. Each circle is a spiritual power in the human body. Like, for example, sense or smell or taste. Mental faculties, spiritual powers in the human body. Mental faculty senses are spiritual powers in the human body. That's an example of a spiritual power, a mental faculty. Moving forward. So, 21 minor chakras, right? So 21 minor circles, or 21 spiritual powers. Because each circle is an individual spiritual power. Each circle is an individual spiritual power. That's another thing I'm getting at, Brother Terrence Howard, if you can take something from that. Each circle is a spiritual power. Each individual circle is a spiritual power. Moving forward. Now, then you got the 21 minor chakras, but then you finally have the 7 major chakras. Now, watch this. The 7 major chakras is an entire chakra hierarchy in itself. It's one of the 16 chakra hierarchies in itself. The 7 major chakras are one out of 16 of the chakra hierarchies. And what are the 7 major chakra hierarchies? You got the root chakra, the sacral chakra, you got the solar plexus chakra, then you got the heart chakra, then you have the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. That's the 7 major chakras right there. And the first most popular chakra hierarchy out here. It's the one chakra hierarchy that's the most popular, and it is the most popular, like, once again, due to people like Carl Jung and the others who perverted our history throughout our past. You see. But that's the first major chakra hierarchy right there. It's the 7 major chakras themselves. But here's the thing though. The other 15, see? What are the other 15? Now watch this. These words might help. Now, as I've been doing my studying to make this more simpler and make it more shorter, to make what I'm trying to get out here more quicker to get out here, I found out that the chakra hierarchies, the 15 groups outside of that very first one, I learned of 9 more of them, right? I learned of 9 more of them. I don't have all 16 memorized, or I don't have all 16 learned of just yet, but I learned of 9 more of them. And from the looks of the way it's set up, all of the chakra hierarchies have about 5 that focus primarily on internal spiritual power or intellectual spiritual powers. There are 5 of them that give information on foundational and or soul emotion spiritual powers, and then there are also 5 of them that give information on physical spiritual powers. You see what I'm saying? There are 5 hierarchies that give information on the spirit, conscious mind, ego, spiritual powers. There are 5 hierarchies out here that give information on the foundational soul emotion spiritual powers, and then there are 5 hierarchies out here that give information on the physical body spiritual powers. Now, I just posted a video recently talking about the dimensional thinking minds, and when you look at the spirit's dimensional thinking minds, you'll notice in the first part of the video it's talking about the 7 subplanes. It's talking about the 7 subplanes within the information. That may be the 5th one that I'm missing there, but I'm gonna have to look at it again though. But check it out though. Here are the names of the 9 chakra hierarchy groups that I know of now. For the physical, for the internal, or for the intellectual part, I know of 2 names. I know 2 group names for the intellectual part, and they are as follows: the 7 mental faculties and the 7 levels of consciousness, the original 7 levels of consciousness, not the one created by Richard Garrett. Richard Garrett created another 7 levels of consciousness, but no, I'm talking about the ones that our ancestors made, the one that connects with the spiritual information that I'm gathering here. The 7 levels of consciousness and the 7 mental faculties. Those 2. I also get a mild sense that the 7 taxonomic grid or the taxonomic hierarchy, it may or may not. No, I doubt it, because it's all about spiritual power. It's all about spiritual power. That's what it is. And spiritual power, to summarize it, is the maximized ability to see, the maximized awareness, the maximized ability of awareness. That's what spiritual powers are. When you have your maximized ability to see, you see. So those 2 right there for the conscious mind, or for the spirit conscious ego. The spirit conscious ego. You all need to balance. You all need a balanced spirit. You all need to balance your spirit. That's the main goal right there. Is to balance the world spirit. That's the main goal right there. Is to balance the world spirit. That's the main goal out of all goals that I have, that I may even be thinking about right now. Is to balance the spirit. Balance the spirit. Balance the spirit. Balance the spirit. Balance spirit. That's the main goal right there. Balance spirit. But at any rate, 2 hierarchies, 2 chakra hierarchies that represent the spiritual powers of the spirit, conscious mind, ego, of the spirit, conscious, of the conscious mind, spirit, ego, spiritual ego. That's what I'm gonna call it. The conscious mind's spiritual ego. And now for the subconscious mind's emotion soul, the subconscious mind's emotion soul, I know 3 of them. Now those last 2, I may know of them because the information that I've been gathering, I may actually know of the last 2 as well, but the 3 of them is called the 7 planes of nature. That's one of them. The Nadi 7 hierarchical grid. That's the second one. And the 7 elements. Just the 7 elements right there. That's the third one. Now the other two that I may have a connection to, or I may have knowledge that can tie in to make this make more sense, there is something known as a thymus chakra, or a higher heart. Now, the higher heart, the thymus chakra, may have another, it may be a part of a chakra hierarchy. I'm quite sure it is. I'm quite sure that the thymus chakra is a part of another chakra hierarchy that'll add to the list of the 16 chakras that I need to know of, the 16 chakra hierarchies that I need to know of. And then the fifth one for the soul foundation heart may be the planets themselves on the solar system. There may be the planets themselves for the fifth subconscious mind's emotion soul hierarchy, or the chakras that represents for the soul there. 5 of them in total. Each one has 5. The conscious mind has 5. The subconscious mind has 5. And the physical body also has 5 that represent its specific spiritual powers the most. That's what I'm ultimately getting at here. Now, the 5. I got 4 of them there. I got 4 learned of. And then the 5th one I may have just learned about. I may actually know all 16 hierarchies. But like I said, the information has been scrambled around. It's been jumbled up. Trying to piece it back together and trying to reorganize the puzzle that lets us know who and or what we are. It can be challenging because it's like, let's not forget, none of you are talking to me at all to let me know if I'm on the right track or not. I am just going by what is hitting and what you are saying in spirit. And I know why you are doing it, so I'm just playing along. Moving forward. Here. The 4 that I learned of for the physical, that the chakra hierarchies have the most representation for. The first one is called the 7 planes of existence. The second one is called the 7 subtle bodies. Third one, 7 aura bodies. And the fourth one, 7 energy bodies. And now, like I said, as I've been doing my research and as I've been pondering along the information to get the answers out here on who God really is more quickly, the 5th one may be the 7 subplanes, the 7 physical subplanes. That may be the 5th one. Do some research on that one. The 7 physical subplanes may be the final hierarchy, the final chakra hierarchy that I need to have the full set of the physical ones memorized. I'll leave that to you all, though. So once again, a recap. I know 2 chakra hierarchies that represent the conscious mind. I don't know of the last 3 just yet, but I have a guess. I doubt it, because let's never forget, when you think about the conscious mind and you think about the world that we are in currently, there are a lot of things that are consistently night and day attacking our conscious mind to imbalance it. You see what I'm saying? And the more more our conscious mind is imbalanced, the more our subconscious mind will be driven in the wrong direction, you see. So, or should I say, the direction that it naturally gave us to follow in. How about that? And you can sense what that is naturally. You don't necessarily even have to use the word right. You can just feel what the absolute best direction is that your soul, your inner soul, is driving you in without an imbalanced ego, you see. Balanced ego, balanced spirit, upright direction, upright and steady. One more note. Each of these chakras, the seven major chakras. So once a recap real quick. Here's the final note. The 7 major chakras are a chakra hierarchy in itself. It's one chakra hierarchy in itself. The 7 major chakras is one chakra hierarchy in itself. So which will mean I know 10 of them in total. But like I said, there are 16 in total. There are absolutely 16 chakra hierarchies in total. But there's the 7 major chakra, there's the 1, and then there's the 15 that are all constituents of the 7 major chakra hierarchy you see. That's the ultimate message right there. There's 1 major chakra hierarchy, and there are 15 chakra hierarchies in which are constituents of that 1 major chakra hierarchy, meaning the chakras that are known to run along our spine. And if we gather all the information on all 16 chakra hierarchies and memorize them, and or if I can just get my knowledge, or get my validation, get my eyes to validate the last 5 chakra hierarchies I'm missing, I personally believe we can prove God's innocence in a blink of an eye. And once we prove God's innocence, meaning once we know of who the true God is and how the true God operates, we'll know better. Because once you know better, you'll do better. And now, to summarize that statement even further, once you know of more in regards to what you truly wish to do for you and or with you, you'll do it. You'll never want to do what the world wants you to do ever again. Or at least should I say the artificial moral standards, which are in reality immoral standards. But then take that information with a grain of salt, because I need you to know this right here too, for a fact. The way the world will see you if you start to step out with this information recklessly. You know what the word evil defines as? The word evil, what it literally defines as. Take this and move with this knowledge and with safety. Move with this knowledge in this kind of world with safety, because knowing things like this can make it dangerous for you to walk around, especially with so many people always trying to draw a challenge out of you in some kind of way. Whether you could be sitting there doing nothing or quiet and it's just nothing, they're always trying to draw a challenge out of you in some kind of way. And if that challenge gets drawn out of you in real life and you fall for the trick or the trap, prison. Because let's not forget, all of these things are being hidden from you to keep you subjugated into this world. So if they draw certain amounts of information out of you in a certain way that'll trigger their game, or that'll get you to play their game, it can land you in a space you don't need to be in at all. So here, take these words right here, so you can also know how to function in this society with words like this, now lingering around in your conscious mind. The literal definition of the word evil, E-V-I-L. What is the literal definition of it, all the way broken down? Evil defines as what is profoundly immoral and wicked. The definition of evil defines as what's profoundly immoral and wicked. What does the word profoundly mean? What's very great or intense. And what does the word immoral mean? What's not conforming to accepted standards of morality, if you see where I'm going with this. Accepted standards of morality, any kind of standards of morality, as long as you accept them. So, profoundly immoral and wicked, very great or intense. So, very greatly or intensely against accepted standards or morality. What does the word conform mean? Because the word immoral means not conforming to accepted standards of morality. What does the word conform mean? To confirm, to accept, to want to do. Yes. That's what the word confirm means. Participate. Not conforming to accepted standards of morality. Very greatly or intensely not conforming to accepted standards of morality, or very greatly or intensely not accepting and or participating in accepted standards of morality. Where am I getting with this? What are today's accepted standards of morality? artificial ones. The information and the knowledge I'm kicking unto you is how to walk within habitually natural moral standards. The world accepts artificial moral standards. This is knowledge of natural moral standards. If you try to apply these things in the world today, you will be labeled and described as a misogynist or evil or wrong or crazy, or they can try to trick talk you and swirl you into their games just by approaching you and talking to you. Tread wisely, man, until you don't have to anymore. Tread wisely until the shield is rebuilt and the sword is now in our hands and sheathed. Tread wisely until those days come, because they are coming soon. I guarantee it. Shalom, shalom, shalom. May these words reach you within superior grace, and all for superior benevolence. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.